Brad asked a lot of great questions about, to clarify my lesson. What I did is I put a few of my favorites up on the left side of the slide, and I was just going to elaborate a little bit more on those and post it. So, first one, what disadvantages does the virtual learning program pose to your subject of art? One of the disadvantages is that I cannot physically help them with their art. I feel bad when they're struggling, and I can't assist them with their drawings. The other main disadvantage is that my students do not have art supplies provided by BCPS. The only supplies the students have are the supplies their families purchase for them. Some students have many supplies, and some may only have one crayon and/or no paper. Next question, what makes Wixie so universally usable in your classroom? Why can you make it work more effectively than other programs? Well, I totally love Wixie. It's like my favorite thing. I didn't use it very much last year. I started using it more this year for several reasons. I noticed the classroom teachers used it frequently with their students, but not as a drawing tool. They used it more as far as using it for worksheets. I was frustrated with the fact that the students in the VLP were not given art supplies. I was using Chrome Canvas extensively last year for digital drawing, but a new upgrade to the program prohibited students' artwork from automatically being saved, so they lost everything. Wixie automatically saves all the work, and I can access all of it by logging into the students' classes. Wixie has made improvements to their site. They do this several times a year. The largest number of improvements were made over the summer. This summer they added a speech-to-text feature that has been helpful for my non-readers. For example, the students had to create a map key for their journey maps. Rather than type the label for their symbols, they could use the microphone feature at the top of the text box to say the word, and the text automatically populates the text box. Wixie will implement suggestions made by teachers, and sometimes they implement new features based on looking at teachers' lessons. For example, this year I taught a unit in which students added details to abandoned houses to make them more aesthetically pleasing. One of the founders of Wixie reached out to me to tell me she had seen my unit on Twitter. She added photos of abandoned houses to the image section of Wixie so that I would have copyright-free images to use with my students in the future. That made a really big impression on me because of how in touch they are with the people who are using their platform. Lastly, in the VLP program, the only option for sharing student work is through Schoology submissions. That can be an onerous and confusing process for elementary students. There were numerous occasions where I know students did the assignments, but they had not submitted them because they couldn't figure out how to upload the assignments to Schoology. I figured out that if I sent the students documents through Wixie, they could create digital drawings that I could grade through the Wixie platform, eliminating the need for them to upload their art to Schoology. Now I only have students upload paper versions of their art to Schoology. If they do their assignments in Wixie, I grade it there and manually add the grade to Schoology. It adds an extra step for me to grade their work, but it's worth it to me to see their artwork completed. And lastly, you are already using technology as your delivery method of instruction, so my question is, how could you use your technology to disengage them from so much technology? For example, using a brain break to have a meditation moment or something along those lines. And that's a really good question, and it's a really good idea. I did not include brain breaks in my lessons, but I'm sure the students could benefit from that. I could also start the class with breathing exercises to help them focus. So, great questions. If you want to see more of them, I put a complete list underneath the 3 questions Brad asked. So just click on the here, and you can see the entire presentation.